Alright guys, welcome back, and today we are here with the F6, that is the Hunter F6. You guys have been asking about this one. I'll be honest, I really didn't want to do a lot with this plane because I thought it was actually really easy. The SRAAMs kind of take the skill out of this plane. But I can see where some of y'all have issues because it's not easy to fly defensively. It's not a great maneuvering aircraft, but it has amazing acceleration. It has a great top speed. Overall, it's basically just a souped-up F1, except it has missiles. Now, I've seen a lot of arguments about the F1 turns better than the F6 or vice versa, and I'm here to tell you, I've tested it in the exact same scenario. I've taken the F6, stripped the missiles off it, put it on min fuel, and took it into a test flight. I've taken the F1, put it on min fuel, same exact fuel load, and put it into a test flight. They pull exactly the same at the same speeds. Now, I can see where the argument comes in because this plane flies a lot faster, and this plane flies into the compression speeds. And so people think, oh, well, the F1 turns so much better. No, it's just slower, and it doesn't compress. And then, of course, you add 4 SRAAMs under the wing of this thing, and you're actually going to kill your turn rate a little bit. But overall, it's the same exact aircraft. Now, I haven't tested it when you get super slow, but you should never get super slow in a Hunter. It's just not a good recipe for success. But I'm showing you guys this clip because this is a prime example of how much damage you can do in this plane in a short amount of time. And the main reason that I actually do like this plane, yes, it's because of the SRAAMs, but because I can fire these missiles and I can pretty much forget about them. And you'll see these guys are coming in and they have no clue I'm here. I don't know. They're not paying attention to me. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fire this missile, and I'm just going to forget about it. And I'm going for the other guy here. And Saber's going to fucking hate me because I think I stole actually 2 kills from him on this one. But I missed the first F100, but now I'm just falling in vertical. I got the other guy. Pop this one. We're good. Pull off. Go back into a dive. I'm not too slow. I'm a little slow. But I'm going to get all this speed right back in the dive. So we see the F2 coming down. Throw a lock on him. Forget about it. Would have killed him by now, no big deal, but I could try help teammates here, so got the F100 coming in. Pulls in front of me, I try to get the shot, not exactly sure why that didn't hit, but the other guy was turning, knew he wasn't going to be able to help rip, so I try and get this other F100. He's air braking, and he is an easy kill. And Bond 007, I'm going to help you out here, buddy, because I've seen this a lot in a couple games. Stop air braking in the F100. You are not helping yourself when you air brake someone in the F100. You get slow, you're toast. That's your only ability in the F100 is to go fast. Anyways, so we continue on. I pull straight up, and this is where I kind of feel sorry because I feel like I just stole Saber's second kill. I'm sorry, buddy. I really am. I just get in the mood with this plane, and I start killing everybody, and it's just, I don't even pay attention. But, as you can see, that swarm, they're pretty much gone. We got this one guy left. I tried to take a shot at him here in the dive. Tough shot to start with, but we pull out. The MiG-19's now running, and the F2 is about to die. And that's the team. That's almost their entire... There's like 2 other guys left, and they're out ground pounding or something. I don't know. This game's over. That was quick. That was very quick. But I'll tell you guys right now, 90% of flying this aircraft is judging your energy state versus your enemy's energy state. And that is what translates into defensive flying in this aircraft. So I'm going to show you something here now. This is fairly beginning of the match. I got the F100 ahead on. I'm going to miss him. And then I kind of start into this turn. I kind of want to get back towards the action, right? So I start into a little bit of a left-hand turn. I'm looking, and I see another F100 down there, down low. And he's hauling balls. He's going to catch me. So what I'm doing is I'm starting into this turn, and what's going to happen is if he wants to get a shot on me, he's going to have to turn real sharp. And in order for him to do that, he has to bleed a lot of speed. So I'm air braking just a little bit to keep myself in the 800 km/h range. And at this point, I realized that he bled a little too much speed in that turn. So I put my air brake back in, and I start accelerating away. But because I'm defensive flying, I'm not going to get a ton of it. So I bring my air brake back out. I'm not going to get away from him. And I'm trying to bait him up for Rip Jaws or Raffini. I'm nice and low. I get some room. He's really committed and trying to defensive fly. I don't know how that missed. But here comes the next scenario. Now, Here comes an F2. This would normally be a death sentence. I got lucky. This guy missed me. Now I'm going really slow. I'm going to turn back into him because I see he's coming back towards me. He's going to stay in front of my guns. He could not turn inside me at that point. But I'm going to miss him again. Okay. Check my scenario. There's nobody else around me, just this F2. Now, the F2 definitely has a substantial energy advantage over me. I'm not going that fast. But I'm going to go ahead and drop my nose a little bit. And you'll see, he's going to get close. He is. But the acceleration of the hunter is going to kick in. And I'm going to start pulling away from him. And there's nothing he could do about it. You see how I hit about 800 and we just start taking off. Somebody told me a long time ago when I first started playing that the 800 kilometers an hour is a magical number in a hunter. As long as you're above it, you out-accelerate everything. If you get below 800 kilometers an hour, then you're going to have issues. And it still holds true, even for the F6. And so he's getting a little bit closer, but you're going to see that closing rate stops. And at this point, I can actually start pulling up because he'll never maintain the same speed into a climb. So at this point, I'm just baiting him up for rip jaws. And thankfully, he's smart enough. He realizes that it's a trap. So I'm free to go at this point. I pull up and I pull away from him. Rip jaws ends up dealing with him. And that's kind of the end of the scenario for him. And I'm perfectly fine to just fly away and keep going. And that kind of situation, that is flying the hunter, is recognizing, hey, can I out-accelerate this guy? Or hey, am I screwed? Because air braking is kind of a last-ditch maneuver. Now, I know I did it at the beginning of this clip, and that's because I was trying to get reversals. I was trying to set up for these meaty shots. And honestly, the hunter really is not good at that. You start losing that speed, and your maneuverability, what little maneuverability you had, becomes even worse. And combine that with, say, your average foe is going to be an F100 in this scenario. You put him into a sharp turn, and you air brake, he's still going to bleed more airspeed than you are. And he's going to be right behind you, and you're just going to be slow. You're going to be a sitting duck when he hoses you down. And so, air braking is a last-ditch effort. And honestly, against a 9.7 or any of the supersonics, but, that's your last-ditch defense. But against a 9.0, you really shouldn't have too much issue pulling away from any 9.0. You're just faster than them. You're way faster than them. And if you want to say that, hey, the Super Mysterio, yeah, he could probably catch me if he wanted to. But number one, he cannot maneuver at those speeds at all. And the minute he does maneuver, he's going to bleed all his speed. So I put him in the same category as a supersonic that bleeds all his speed in a turn. He will never catch me coming out of a turn. Is this beginning to make sense to you guys? I'm hope it is. Because that's really what I want to focus on in this. Because I don't think I need to teach you guys how to shoot the SRAAMs. If you have issues with them, somebody told me this a while ago, you lead the gun, or you lead the nose of the aircraft like you were shooting guns when you shoot the SRAAMs. SRAAMs love broadsides. Tail shots, they're not as good at it. So I'm going to go ahead and take us into a different scene here. Now this is against 2 Hunter F6s and a couple other 9.0s. And you're going to see exactly what I do is I see these F6s coming at me. Obviously, I can't outrun an F6. And I'm certainly going to have all sorts of issues, fighting against it because it has the same exact maneuverability. F100 pulls in front of me. I got an SRAAM left broadside. He's gone. SRAAMs, I mean, that guy was really slow. He didn't stand much of a chance, but SRAAMs, they love broadsides. They'll go for it all day long. So, looking behind me, you see I have this other F6 pulling up on me. Now, this is exactly what I'm saying. I set myself up early so that he has to pull sharp if he wants to get a shot on me. So I start into the dive, roll my wings so I don't have a big profile to hit, and I drop my nose down and I'm pulling away from him. This buys me a solid 30 to 45 seconds before he ever gets near me again. Look off to my right, here comes another Hunter F6. These are my biggest threats the whole time. So I start my turn a little early. He's going to be compressing at these speeds. It gives me enough time. The F-35, the F-86 behind me, he can't catch me. I'm really not worried about him. He's just annoying more than anything. He can't catch me. The F-6s are my main threat. And right now, I have time. I see this F-100 coming at me. I figure maybe I could get a straight shot and a head-on real quick, see if we can get him. But we miss him. And this is where it starts getting dire. And I realize pretty quickly that I'm going to be in a bad scenario here. And I'm going to tell you guys right away, I do lose this battle. I do. Unfortunately, I lose it. And it's because I misjudged energy. It is purely because I misjudged energy. Now, I start into this turn because I see, Sky Shark or whatever his name is down below me. It's going to be a similar situation. But I did not see this F-100 coming at me. But because he had to turn sharp, he's now a little slow. But he's still going to catch me. And that's going to be the problem. F-100's a pretty fast plane. So I bought myself, what, 20 seconds? But unfortunately, I have to drag this guy away from the pack a little bit. And then at this point, I see another F-100 coming. Now I'm really screwed. I might be able to take one of these guys, but I cannot take both of them at the same time. Especially if one of these guys decides to air brake. But I see a little bit of a slot because there's distance between them. So I go ahead and I drop my throttle a little bit. I air brake. He's maintaining speed. I'm trying not to bring him into a sharp turn because that'll make him bleed speed. He is now gone. I get my air brake in and I thought maybe I could outrun this guy. Well, this was where I should have just kept my air brake out and I would have been slow. And he would have overshot me. But unfortunately, I tried out turning me and you see that it just does not work in the F6. Not when you're slow. Not saying that it works better when you're fast, but you have a little bit better maneuverability when you're fast. Had I kept my air brake out, that guy probably would have overshot me, and I probably would have still been flying right now. So going back to when you're in dire situations, now I got a Valtour right on my butt, and I'm not saying the Valtour is very maneuverable, but he does have a chance of getting a shot on me. Right in this corner, I recognize he's got his air brake out. The Hunter has one nice trick though. Besides its acceleration, it has really good elevator control, and that means good neg Gs. So that Hunter compresses, and I don't know what the hell just happened, but he flew into the ground. Anyways, we're flying away here. I think all is well. Valtour's got his own things to deal with. Now I got the F-100. Fires his missile, pulls off. Now, the Hunter neg Gs very well. So check this out. I'm not going that fast. This MiG-19's hauling balls. Right here, neg G. Just a little bit, and I pull up, pull up. If I see that he's going to get close to me, I neg G again. Don't need to on that. I neg G right here to get my nose a little bit closer to his. The Hunter has very, very good elevator control. And that neg G, that is what you need to be able to juke the shots, to be able to throw off their aim, and to be able to win that reversal if you actually stand a chance of winning it. Anyways, guys, I didn't really want to focus on the offensive part of this plane at all. I have a feeling that once you get the SRAAMs on this plane, if you can't get kills with the SRAAMs, then honestly you might want to consider a different game because it's very, very easy. So I'm just going to leave you off with a couple more clips here and there, you know, clips that I've acquired while playing this plane. It's not necessarily the most fun plane, but that's just because of its defensive flying. You know, you get in a bad situation where you got one or two F-100s behind you. It's a roll of the dice if you're going to get past them because it's just it doesn't have the maneuverability. But if you fly it smart, you can generally stay away from that situation. At least until your team crumbles. Anyways, I apologize because I don't think I explained nearly as well as I wanted to with this aircraft, but I hope you took something away from it. If not, I apologize. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you around.